Y'all ready for this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4. And today's theme is Bring It On. So we're doing a little cheerleading today, getting us all situated to engage with our reviews on apartment ratings. So we're going to tell you a little bit about how to make that work.
Yes, and what is really interesting, I have to say, Bring It On is probably one of my favorite movies. It reminds me of high school and college because I was that Bring It On cheerleader.
Of course you were. Of course
I
you
know,
were.
of course I was. Of course. So 20% of your epIQ index is coming from, are you responding to reviews? That just 20%. All you got to do is respond, and you're already helping out 20% of your epIQ index. 10% is coming from how quickly are you responding? And that is really important. The way you're responding, are you responding? All of that paints a picture for a renter. They actually believe that they can get a sense of your quality of customer service just by how you respond to an online review. So that's why, that is one of the main reasons that we incorporated engagement and time into the epIQ index.
Yes, and so some of that research comes from Bright Local, and they do a survey every year. And Leo will show you a little bit about the progression, but when they asked which review factors do consumers care most about when choosing a local business, you can see if the business responds to reviews is at 78%. So big number there.
Yeah, and it may seem like, well, it's all the way, it's like third from the bottom, fourth from the bottom, but check out the progression at this particular factor has had in their study over the last 5 years. So 5 years ago, only 20% of the people said that they cared. Went up to 30, then 39, and in just 1 year, it doubled to 78%. That is unbelievable. Nothing else on their survey, on that little chart, doubled year over year, except for responding to the reviews.
Yes, and when we looked at, for our online renter study with Satisfax, we asked people, how does it make you feel when an apartment community staff member responds to an online review by a resident? And they feel that they have great customer service. So your teams are getting that credit when you are responding, that you have great service, because they feel like that'll translate, right? When they live with you, that same sort of effort will come through to their actual residents in person. But the funny thing is, when they don't respond, so we asked the same type question, how does it make you feel when an apartment community staff member does not respond? And this is like a dagger through the heart for all of us out there. It's not that, it doesn't even just translate to bad customer service. It says they think we don't care about our residents, and we all know that that's not true. And we want to make sure that they can feel that we love our residents just as much as we actually do in person online. And this is the best way to make sure that they understand that. And they can see that you're being authentic and you're really talking to them and answering their review in there. So make sure you don't want to not respond, because like I said, I know all of you are just thinking, oh, we care about them no matter what, no matter how hard it is. So make sure that doesn't happen. We want to make sure we get those responses out there.
Yeah, that's so disheartening. It's like we would never want to give off that perception that we don't care about our residents. And we know, just based on the data and what we see every day, you all care. There's no way your business would even be a business if you didn't care about your residents. So that's really important. And again, it does matter. It definitely matters what they think, because that's going to play into their decision. So we gathered a focus group of renters as we were designing epIQ, as we were getting their feedback, just trying to get an idea of what they thought when they saw someone's epIQ index. So we showed the renters this particular epIQ index, and here's what one of them had to say about the review engagement and reply time and what that means in terms of customer service.
Most notably, I think looking just mainly at the manager's engagement and response time, reply time, I think if those are lower grades, and you probably don't want to live there because nothing will get done, and the manager is more likely to be more standoffish and not engaging.
So you can see how important just a little response, just an acknowledgement goes, how far that goes to really making impressions on those potential renters. So when we're going through this, it's not only about, are we responding to those reviews, right? It's about how quickly are we responding to those reviews, as Leah mentioned. So on our online renter study, we asked what percentage of renters chose one business day as how quickly a company should respond to a negative review. And if you guessed right on social media, it is 45%. So as of December 1st, 45% of renters in our 2021 online renter study said that they should respond within one business day. 31% said within 2 business days. So you guys, we have 2 days max to make sure that not only do our residents feel that we care and that we're acknowledging any concerns or any positive things they're saying, but also for those potential renters, because we're obviously writing those for those readers. So we want to make sure that we are getting out there as quickly as we can so that they understand that our customer service means business, right? We're going to take care of things when you live here or when you say something online, because it matters to us.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of wiggle room. I mean, we're at 76% that are expecting it, like some will cut you a break and go to 2 days, but I mean, you're not going to get much past that. So again, one of the main reasons that we decided to add in reply time is because we are seeing this as being a contributing factor to a lot of decisions, a lot of buying decisions that people are making. So in our exchange dashboard, you can actually check how your trends are working with your response time. You can see like maybe your month of May, that's like the busy month for you because you had tons of move-ins, and so maybe that response time dipped down a little bit. What is everything looking like? So in the response trends report, we're going to show you the number of reviews that have posted to your apartment ratings page for the time period, whatever time period you want to run the report for, how many of those reviews have been responded to, and then the response time, those that have been responded to, how quickly were you getting those responses in? And again, as Melissa mentioned, 2 days, 2 days for 31% of people, but the majority, 45%, they are looking for a much faster response time.
Yes, and so we're changing it a little bit at Apartment Ratings. So effective November 1st of 2022, so we've got plenty of time. But we're going to change the epIQ formula a little bit to transition from a percentile-based response time category to simply being a range of days. So we know what the renter's looking for, and we want to make sure that our grade reflects that accurately online. So as you can see, for an A+ rating, you'll have to get it in within those 2 days that they're expecting. We want to make sure those tippy top A+ folks are the ones really nailing when the renter wants to see those responses. So you can see as it goes down, it just gets a little bit less and less. So you'll have, if you want to get in the F range, just wait 76 days. Right? Yeah. But it does go down a little bit, changes a little bit so that it gives you, exactly what to do. So when you're looking at your review times, or response times, I always say, put a little reminder on your calendar every 2 days. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just put on there, check reviews. And that just gave me a quick reminder to just go see, is there anything out there that I need to respond to? Because then it helps move my reply time as small as possible, but also then I know about issues and what's going on before anybody else, right? I don't want someone coming in and saying, I saw this review online about you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what that is. So it gives you'll know what's coming. So we always used to say in customer service classes, go to Apartment Ratings, find out what's out there, because your renters are probably going to ask about it. So you want to be prepared with what you're going to respond. So the best way to do that is making sure you're checking it all the time and you're responding to those reviews because they're going to see it.
Yeah, and we know you all are going to be busy. There are going to be times, to Melissa's point, where, you missed something, you didn't catch it. But if you notice that, 4 days, you can still have an A for responding. Up to 30 days, I'll give you a B. We don't want to see that. But yes, there are going to be times where something is going to fall through the cracks, and we don't want to penalize you, especially when you're normally doing so well in responding. And one more, just kind of to reiterate what Melissa said, November of 2022. So now's the time to put those best practices in place. Calendar reminders, Melissa, as you said, so that you guys are just on it. By the time this change happens, this is like business as usual for you. You always respond within that A sort of range, so you won't be impacted negatively. Couple of best practices. Well, we got 5 for you. Number 1, respond within 1 business day if you can. 0 templates. Remember, renters feel like they know who you are and how you operate as a business based on your response. So if all of your responses are, thank you for your feedback, please have a nice day, or, just kind of something like that, they might get the impression that you phone in your customer service because you phone in your review responses. You want to write for the reader. So think about the people that are coming behind the reviewer and actually reading the review. They're reading your responses. This is your opportunity to make the case for yourself why they should choose you instead of choosing someone else. If it's a negative review, you got to demonstrate action. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to solve this problem? You don't want to just kind of, we hear a lot, take it offline. Yes, there's a way that you can do that, but still show some action in that. Ask your resident, hey, contact us so we can set up a meeting to talk about this instead of email us for more information. That's totally different. And you want to incorporate the review so it looks like you paid attention. We get a lot, or we see a lot of those generic copy paste kind of responses, but your residents have great things that they're talking about, or they're having specific concerns that they're mentioning in the review. And when that response is just kind of glossed over, again, it focuses on the perception of customer service. And we don't want anyone to think that you guys aren't paying attention to your residents at all.
Right. And as Leah said, we don't want to be tempted to create that one-size-fits-all message to reply. Obviously, it's not just us saying that. It's not just what we prefer, right? So when we looked at Bright Local's information, 70% would be put off if a business responded to a review with a templated response. So it's not just us. The consumers have spoken, and they want to make sure that you are being authentic, that you're being transparent, that you're really reading those and taking that feedback into account and thinking about how can we be different? How can we do? And thank you for bringing that to our attention, right? Because we can't change if we don't get that feedback from people. So make sure you're answering those people individually and you're making it a solid effort to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you feel like, you know what, this is a whole lot of work, we have a lot of stuff going on, and now you want us to write reviews in 2 days or write responses in 2 days, and now you want us to customize everything, and if you may find it easier to hire a service to respond for you. We are all for that, let me just say. But some things that you want to make sure you're asking of those kind of service providers is, can you guarantee that you are going to respond within 1 business day? Or what is your guaranteed response time? You want to make sure that you have full oversight to edit any responses. So if you have someone out there who's just doing the copy paste kind of, responses, you can jump in there and add your own little personal touch so that you don't have that kind of Autobot, kind of experience happening online. And you also want to ask them, do you customize? Are all of your responses customized for every review? I can tell you this, you see those green check marks? Our review response team can guarantee you have oversight and they will customize everything for you. So if you are looking for a third party, highly encourage you to check out Review Responder so that we can assist you in getting those responses in a timely manner and with high quality as well.
Yes, and a little more about some changes coming to apartment ratings. So we added in there a way for people to rate responses. So not only now is it the one who wrote the review thinking about how I feel about this response, but other people can rate that as well. So when you see sort of your review here on the screen, and then right below that, someone reading that can say, yes, I felt like that was helpful, or I felt like that was an appropriate response, or something like that. They can actually add that rating there. So you can see, even in your Exchange platform, sort of what do your ratings look like in terms of your responses? So how are we doing in terms of responses in the consumer's eyes? So it gives you just a feel for, do we need to sort of beef this up? Do we need to have a little training? Do we need to think about how we're responding? And sort of change that up a little bit, or who's responding potentially, so it gives you that opportunity to see what communities are doing this really well, or is the portfolio doing this well if you have a third party, and it helps you make some tweaks as well. So to see what you're doing and what's really working.
Yeah, and what I like about this new feature is that the person who wrote the review gets first dibs to rate the response. So someone writes a review for Apartment Ratings. When you post a response to them, we send that resident an email that says, hey, the manager has responded to your review. You can go check it out and rate the quality of that response. So this is a great, to me, I think this is a great form of interaction, great way to keep the dialogue going for your residents to, again, just give you more feedback, to Melissa's point on, what can we do to get better? How can we, have better quality with our responses? And this is also something that you can take back if you are hiring a third party and you're finding that, maybe their responses aren't being highly rated. This is something that you can work with them towards tweaking as well. The top 5, we have the top 5 companies from July in the 25 and up category. And these numbers are so close together. You got 2 points, separating. So we want to know who's going to be at the top of the top in January. We're going to be announcing that very shortly in January. You can check out our live webinar. We'll have more information to come on that as well.
Yes, and dun, 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 the J4 challenge is here. Oh, I gotta get my pom-pom. The J4 challenge is here. So Leah, what kind of cheerleading challenge are we doing today?
All right, get your backflips ready, everybody. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Again, my favorite movie, one of my favorites. So the challenge for today, we want you to go to your Facebook or your Instagram. It could be your individual page, your community page, your company page, either any of them. And we want you to post a photo. Video works best, but we know, we get it, of you and or your team. So it could just be you or your team showing your best game face or pose. And you can see in the little image that we have here, it's the bring it, right? We want you to use the hashtag epiccheer.
You could do a cheer too, or a cheer pose, right?
Yeah, you do a cheer.
Be creative, be creative.
Get creative. We love that. And we want you to tag us so that we can find it. So you can tag us on Facebook at Satisfax, or tag us on Instagram at Satisfax Education. And again, it's another $100 Amazon gift card up for grabs, everybody. So we want to see you bring it on your social media.
All right, we have one more day. I'm a little sad to see it go. One more day. We're day 5. We're going to come back. This is to wrap it all up. We're going to talk about how to roll into 2022 and make it an epic year. So we can't wait to chat with you one more day and celebrate. We'll have yet another outfit change, and hopefully we'll be celebrating in style. So one more day, another challenge. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.